Hey guys, how are you doing today? I am Sergio with TechOverclock and I want to say welcome to the channel. If it's your first time watching one of my videos, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Why not? It's free anyways. So guys, in today's video, I want to share my thoughts on a topic or a question that a lot of you guys have, including myself. And I get this question: Sergio, should I buy the newest release of Nvidia or AMD? And my answer is, well, there's two factors in here. To begin with, do you need to upgrade? As an example, if you have a 780 and you want better frames per second, or if you have a 980 and it's time for you to upgrade, then go ahead. If you really want to upgrade because you want better frames per second, go ahead. That is not a single problem. I truly don't see a problem right here. Now, if you are a gamer or a PC enthusiast like me, I got the GTX 1080, the Founders Edition. I got it when it released that same day I bought it. Then the Titan came out, the Titan X, from Titan XP, whatever you want to call it. And I never buy the Titan graphics cards. I never do. Reason why is they're way overpriced, and the performance is okay to me. It's okay. Well, you might say to yourself, well, that's a beast of a graphics card. How can you say that? To me, and for what I use it, for my personal use, it's an okay graphics card. It's a beast, but for my necessities, it's okay. Like, I am not running triple 4K monitors or 6 monitors, you know what I mean? I'm running a single monitor. Well, now I'm running 2. So the fact of the question comes down to, do you really need it? Or you want, like I said before, do you want to fulfill your ego? Like I mentioned, I have the GTX 1080, not to brag about. There's nothing to brag about here. There's better graphics cards now than the GTX 1080. And it came to my mind, should I upgrade to the GTX 1080 Ti? So I started watching benchmarks and whatnot and yada yada. Well, I can probably upgrade and make an unboxing video and get some views and whatnot, and I am also going to get, my ego, my man, I want the latest, I want the best, I want the most, extreme hardware on my computer. But after looking at frames per second, after looking at my situation, where I am standing, budget wise and necessity wise, my GTX 1080 performs really good. Do I need to upgrade? No. And so that is the reason why I said, you know what, I am going to keep my 1080 and I am not going to upgrade to the 1080 Ti. And it's not like I can't get a 1080. I can. 1080 Ti, I just don't have the necessity. Personally, I don't have the necessity of getting a 1080 Ti. So the question comes down, should I upgrade graphics card? And the answer comes down to, if you really have to. As an example, if you have one of the 600 series graphics cards from Nvidia, or if you have an AMD 290X and you want better frames per second now, and it comes down to your necessities. But if, as an example, if you have a GTX 1070, you can sell the 1070 and get a 1080 Ti or 1080. But what is going to be the gain? Well, you got what you wanted. If you're one of those people that as soon as you put your mind, I am that person, I have that problem. If I said I want a 1080 Ti, I'll do anything to get that freaking 1080 Ti, and there's nothing that can stop me. If I say I want a 6950X from Intel, there's nothing that can stop me to get what I want. You know what I mean? I'll do anything as long as I'm able to, you know what I mean? So if you are that type of person that has a set mind locked and there's nothing that can change that, then there's nothing that you can do for yourself besides going and get it. Even if you undersell your parts, like right now, if I try to sell my GTX 1080 with the water block, I am not going to get 700 that I paid for it, because the price dropped already, and I am also not going to get the money that I paid for the water block and the fittings and the coolant. I'm not going to get none of that money back. let's say with the water block and everything, 450 bucks, 500. I am already losing more than $350, close to that. Because you know the price drop and the graphics card is about a year old already, and I'm going to sell the graphics card, let's say 475 tops, because people lowball you all the time. And what's gonna happen? I already lost from $700 that I paid, well, $721 after shipping when it first came out. Now I am getting $470. Where's my water block? It was like 140 bucks, 135 bucks for the water block, plus the back plate for the graphics card. It was another $30. That's close to 400 bucks. Is it? Am I doing my math right? No, I'm doing my math wrong. Anyways, I'm close to that. Plus, okay, so I'm going to sell it for 400 and something, right? And what's going to happen? I'm going to get the GTX 1080 Ti as an example. And what are going to be my results? I'm going to put more money out. Out of my pocket, I'm going to put more money out. Let's say I sold it for 475 bucks. I already lost, let's say, $300 already down the drain. $300 just wasted. So now I'm going to get my wallet because I got $475. I'm gonna get, I don't know the math right now, top of my head, I am in my recording booth. So I'm going to get, let's say, another 275 bucks. How much money I'm losing already just because I want the 1080 Ti. I'm wasting a lot of money. Let's say the benchmarks for Battlefield 1 with the GTX 1080 Founders Edition, water cooled and whatnot, let's say 1440p, I'm getting 90 frames per second, okay? And with the 1080 Ti, I'm getting 110 frames per second or 100 frames per second. All of that money for what? 20 more frames per second? Once you pass 70 frames per second, 60 frames per second, your view, image, or experience, it's smooth as butter. So is it worth it? For me, it's not. Should I upgrade to the 1080 Ti and waste all that money out into the trash? No, it's not. This is what I did. I had a 780 Ti and I killed it, I burned it, and the release of the 980s came out. So I went and got the 980s. And I kept my 980s until the release of the GTX 1080. And you know, at the same time in between, you know, I build computers here and there, and I test the new graphics cards like the 1070, the 970 and the 980 Ti and all of that good jazz. And I also tested some AMD graphics cards as well. But to me, in my book, I would have not upgraded from my 780 Ti to the 980 if I would have not killed my own graphics card. Such a shame. So right now that I got my GTX 1080, I'm going to use it and get as much use out of that graphics card and get as much of my money's worth. Why? Because if you upgrade constantly out of your own money, you are throwing a lot of money away just to fulfill your ego. Alright guys, this was your host Sergio with Tech Overclock. If you like this video, hit the like down below. Tell me what you think. Am I not enthusiast enough to waste a lot of money just to fulfill my ego? Man, I keep attacking the ego. Jesus Christ, I need to hold myself back on that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I love you guys. Like I said, if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Thank you. I'll appreciate if you subscribe. And alright guys, I love you. I'm done.